I want to ask you a question about the blue line as well. There's been a lot of talk about, and it's such training camp stuff like, ooh, are the Oilers going to do Bouchard and Nurse as a pairing next year? How exciting. We said yesterday on the show that the player who holds the keys to Jay Woodcroft being able to play Nurse and Bouchard together is Philip Broberg. If he comes into camp and looks like a guy who can handle top 4 minutes and you go, damn, we could play him with Ekholm, maybe have a Ekholm-Bouchard light pairing because those two played so well together last year. If Broberg comes in and plays well, suddenly you can play Bouchard and Nurse, and you have this top 4 with the 2 young guys on the right side. Maybe it's better than the Nurse, CC, Bouchard, Ekholm way of going about it. But I'm phrasing this or trying to get to this in a way. This is a big year for Philip Broberg, I think. It's shit or get off the pot time. Either he comes in, establishes himself as a top 4 guy, or he's dealt at the deadline.
But that's kind of what I was saying about the view of this and how this all comes together changing is like, this is not development time. This isn't, hey, we'll just push you out there, little guy, and see if you can grow. We are an elite, one of the very best 3, 4, 5 teams in the league, and we're trying to win a Stanley Cup. And I'm sorry, but we don't have room for you to plod along nicely.
Yeah.
But do you think they would give him a leash until like the deadline to decide that? Like, be like, hey, well,
yeah. What's the reason to make a decision before that?
I agree.
What's the
some people just want
the old Lou Lamoriello? If you have time, use it.
Yeah, I think that's the right idea. I think they should play him in a bigger role to actually see
what you got,
what he can do. Because there were so many times last season, everyone's like, oh, this guy can't play. It's like, well, he's playing like 4 minutes.
Yeah, there's games he played 4, 6 minutes
underneath you if you're barely hitting the ice.
So I want to go back to your original question though, because you said, is the linchpin to that Broberg? And isn't the linchpin to that a healthy Ekholm?
Well, that too. Like, I mean, we're living under the assumption he's going to be fine because it sounds like if this
wasn't a big deal and if it was the regular season to be playing.
Yeah. So it
doesn't like big guy, older, doesn't really quite move as well as everyone else. A little bit slow in the playoffs. Dealing with a hip flexor before the season even starts make you like a little bit nervous.
I'm curious to know how long he's been dealing with it.
How do you just like? It's September. It's
how do you
still
start
September.
The year with
like,
that?
how do you like?
Yeah,
I am
flexor
nervous
yourself in like captain skate. And usually, like, is it? I'm not saying it is or isn't, but isn't it like? Can it be tied to something else? Like, do you like compensate? Like, was your training like? Like, I just have a lot of questions.
And I guess I just haven't thought that deep about it. I'm taking them at their word that it's just a minor thing. Guys get hurt, Frank. Sometimes it happens.
Because, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not that worried about it.
Okay.